Hey ladies, are you looking for a unique and intimate gift for that special someone? Are you ready to pamper yourself with a professional team to create some amazing photography? Then empower yourself with a pinup or boudoir photo shoot by Nequiem Photography. You have what it takes. You're a confident, sexy, and powerful woman. Schedule a time for your photo shoot at 915-227-1871 or visit nequiemphoto.com. April 28th, El Paso Altwear presents Shibari,
the art of Japanese rope bondage.
This is a beginner's class for adults 21 and up. Reserve tickets on sale now, starting at $30 per person. Don't forget April 28th.
Shibari.
For more information, go to nequiemevents.com, 915-227-1871, or see show notes for the link. Shibari.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition. Liftoff.
You are listening to Stay Tuned El Paso
with Victor Cruz, Charlie, and Erica.
The best thing to happen to El Paso ever.
That's the truth bomb right there.
Was that the truth bomb or the mic drop?
That's the truth bomb.
I got you.
The best thing to happen to El Paso ever.
Kaboom.
Since the Chihuahuas.
I don't know, man.
He's comparing us to the Chihuahuas. Well, it's got to be something good. You're listening to Stay Tuned El Paso. It's Victor Cruz, Charlie, and Erica. This is episode number
30.
Happy anniversary.
30.
Bon anniversaire.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
30.
It sounded wrong when I said it.
I'm having problems with happy anniversary myself, but you got 30 right.
Yeah.
This time around, no guest. We're just going to talk about some of the topics, some of the things that happened in and around the city, even locally and nationally the past couple of weeks, past couple of days. Because it's been a couple of weeks since we've all hung out together.
Yeah.
Is that a gift for me? Is that what you're doing?
I'm a little distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of...
I was stretching and then I rubbed my nipples and it felt good. So
and it didn't stop.
I didn't realize I was doing it until Erica laughed.
Now I wish this would have been a live broadcast,
Yeah.
video broadcast.
Only audio today.
Darn.
We are streaming live now as we record on Facebook, and I just can't wrap my head around that because we're live now, but we record, then we edit, and then you post. But you post right away, so it's almost like we were live. And now, and now it's live on Facebook, so it's actually happening. If people are tuned in, you can go, well, there's no point. How can I even tell them to tune in now?
I'm not even going to edit at all.
This is a straight through?
This is going to be from the recorder, and I'm going to... I think I forgot to change the settings, so I'm still gonna have to. No, it's recording in MP3, 96 kilobytes per second.
Nice.
So as soon as I get home, I just upload it, type out the description, and it's up.
And send it in.
Before, I was recording into individual tracks, sometimes 4, sometimes 6 tracks.
Depending on if we had guests. And what
then
else.
I would do the audio normalization and the vocal leveling and all the processing and all that stuff. And
Look at
This should have been a video podcast.
look at to the right. Look at Erica's
This should have been
eyes.
video podcast so that everyone could have seen how lost I just was.
That's the protocol. Next time is video. The camera stays on her the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We could have naked nude guys and girls, but we're gonna focus on Erica.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dumbfounded Erica. Yes.
Happy anniversary. Episode number 30 is where we are. Did you even imagine in your wildest dreams that we would make it to 30 episodes?
Not in a year.
And in under a year's time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
June will be a year, so that's pretty impressive. I think when we first talked about doing this a year ago, last March, or I think it was, or March, February.
April, yeah.
And I remember thinking like, yeah, we'll probably do it for 5-6 episodes and we'll get bored and move
Quit.
on. Yeah. And then
I think we had even laughed at the idea of, hey, who knows? Maybe we could do one once a week.
yeah. And originally we're thinking like 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started, we hit the gate and our episodes. One of the episodes was like 3.5 hours that I had to edit down to an hour. And so a lot of learning in the process. But I think I'm having fun still. This is still fun to me.
And in those 30 episodes that we've done, or 29, I should say, we have learned a lot via podcasting. We've learned a lot about people in our community. We've learned a lot about things nationally. Erica, you've actually been a part of the podcast now for 2, 3, 4 weeks, starting off as a guest and then kind of hanging out and then just being with us officially on the podcast. What have you learned from this so far? I mean, nowhere near compared to the 30 that Charlie have done, but what have you done in the past 4? What have you learned?
You noob.
I'm a total noob. I mean, my face just said it all right now.
Yeah.
You guys are talking. I'm just like, what's going on? But no, this has been really, really entertaining for me as well, because I get to see you two interact, and then I kind of just try to jump in once in a while. But it's really fun. I'm really loving it. It's
30 episodes, and I still can't believe we haven't gotten into a fight.
You and me?
Yeah.
Well,
we still have like 45 minutes.
The show just started. I'm on the timer. I mean, this show's not over. I think a lot of it, though, really has to deal with the fact that me more so, but you, because you kind of sort of get it, at least in my mind, and I've said it a billion times, but you get it. It's that radio training of mine where you have to work with each other. No matter how much you despise a person.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
oh well, that explains a lot.
I wasn't talking about Charlie.
Yes. Hence my comment.
That's why I looked over at you. I think when it's showtime, when it's time for us to do, I mean, we both, well, and I'm adding Erica in too, but we all believe in this right now. We all believe that this is something that's been happening. I don't know if we've made any changes. I don't know if we've set the world on fire, but we've been a release for us. We've been able to showcase, and again, I keep saying, because it goes back to our quote unquote mission statement. We said we wanted to keep it local. When we talked about the 6 or 7 different ideas of what are we going to do and what are we going to bring to the table and what's the payoff? What's the big payoff? As a comedian, what's the payoff?
And I think at this point we really need a local mass shooting.
To get it going, to really
keep it local.
You really think that'll set our world on fire? Okay.
I'll set something on fire.
Any volunteers?
Sure. Well, here's what's... And so I think that's why we haven't any volunteers. Message us on the Stay Tuned El Paso Facebook site.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah. This may be the last.
I get a call from the FBI now.
Oh, man. Live, right? Oh, and this is the one where we go live, right?
Damn it.
This is the one where you said, let's go live.
They're going to come shut us down right now.
It's only us listening.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
So I think part of that reason why we've never really clashed, I mean, we've shared ideas, we've bounced ideas, and some of our ideas haven't always gelled, and that's okay, and we've just come to accept that. Okay, well, maybe that's not a good idea now. We'll do it later. But I think that's why we've never really gotten into a fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I got tired of that. In fact, I was talking about that earlier, about some of the people I've worked with who are still in the radio business now and how I would butt heads with them. Yeah. And without mentioning names, the very first one was, he's a prick. That guy is a prick. That's why I quit that station. That's why I quit. I quit that station because of him. Because he was a prick all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
On the air, off the air.
Okay.
It wasn't a character.
No, exactly.
No. Oh, damn.
Mine's mostly a character. Kind of.
I think so. I really do.
Mine's
I'm
not. It's just
Erica
me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. We'll take it. It's what we got.
You're welcome.
So, staying with the local, there's something I did want to cover very, very quickly. I just want to spring it on you guys because I know I wrote it down right now, and I got a couple of topics we can talk about for this episode. So anyway, happy anniversary. I look forward to another 30 more and many, many more, and really hope that this thing does take off in a major big way.
What'd you get me, Vic?
Happy birthday.
That's my birthday.
It's my birthday.
I don't want to take the thunder away from you right now, but I do. Here's what I'm going to do. I just wanted... Yeah.
But you're going to wait.
But you're going to wait. Miko, sit down.
Not now. The adults are talking.
This is grown folks talking. I did want to mention that you'd said one of the episodes that we had recorded. I don't know. Did you say it right now with us, or we're off the air, so to speak, when we're talking about the 4-hour long?
I
episode?
mentioned it, but I didn't say which one.
Okay, so one of the episodes that in looking back at some of the episodes and some of the guests and some of the topics that we've had, one of my favorite episodes was Felipa Solis.
Yeah,
dear friend of ours, Felipa, who's if you didn't take anything and go back to I forget what episode she was on, but if you go back and take anything away from that episode, go back and listen to it. She was a trailblazer in El Paso media.
Yeah.
And you talk about Mary Tyler Moore and that type of TV show, but that's what Felipa did.
From her high school newspaper to basically drawing a line, pushing the envelope there, and then going into being a stringer for the local news and assignments in Juarez and all sorts of stuff.
And in an industry, in a medium where it was and still is male, predominantly male owned, male. Men are in the media. And that's how it was in the 70s and 80s.
The decision makers are male.
Yeah.
And she broke that.
Yeah.
She helped, I personally think, I don't know about nationwide, but she helped bring that into the forefront, especially in El Paso. Everybody knows Felipa. One of the big secrets that Felipa sort of kept from us while we recorded her that day was she had just been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah. And we didn't say that on the show.
Wait, I told you, or we knew after or before, or...
I think it was after that you told
that
me.
everything. Okay,
Yeah.
So she didn't want to make light of it,
And that was probably knowing that if you told me before, I would probably have asked
brought it
about
up.
Yeah.
So about this breast cancer,
Exclusive.
but I mean, and so in true Felipa fashion, she went without mentioning it to anyone. She didn't go public with it, and I know other people in the media have done it, and that's fine, and that was their mission, and that was their cause, and that's what they did. But in the absolute best Felipa Solis manner and fashion, she battled it. She did it on her own, and now, suffice to say, I think last week, as we record this now, she went for her last radiation treatment, and things look to be okay.
Good. Yeah.
So, our hats off, my heart's out to Felipa Solis, who did this. I don't want to say alone. She did it on her own. She did what she wanted to do, and maybe we'll bring her back in and talk about her
I would
new
love to. Yeah.
her experiences, and now her new venture where she will be helping people. Obviously women and men who are going to be facing breast cancer and the trials there. She's a true survivor, and God bless her. I wouldn't have expected anything different. Happy birthday to you. How old are you turning?
40.
Are you really turning 40? This is the 40?
I'm 40.
It's the big one, right? What?
I haven't made a duty in my pants in 2 weeks.
Any major plans? I mean, people don't know Charlie. Charlie's Mr. Antisocial. That's his character.
I'm looking
Quote,
forward
unquote.
to going home and not being around people.
Really?
That's my goal. That's my
Thanks.
gift to myself today. Eric.
Again, there's no video, but we all kind of just glanced at Erica real quick. Just,
Why do you guys keep doing this to
I
me?
don't know. Because you're the newbie.
Thanks.
This is hazing.
No, I
She's the newbie. She's been with us for 6 months, and she's still the newbie.
It's always going to be this way.
Yeah.
It feels good this year. I when I was about 35, I thought, how am I gonna feel when I'm 40? And now I'm 40. I feel great. I feel like I'm still in my early 30s or late 20s. I'm still physical. I mean, I'm overweight, but I feel like a kid still. I feel like a young guy. So I walk usually 3 or 4 miles a day on average
Because of the job.
Yeah, and I feel good. I feel great. I have some gray in my beard.
Amateur. Look at all this.
Yeah,
Amateur.
but it doesn't faze me. I'm not trying to diet or anything. I feel
man.
good.
I found my first gray hair a couple of weeks ago.
Devastating? No. Did you care? Did you pluck? Did you die?
No, it's there.
Leave
Somewhere.
it? Where?
Yeah, I didn't.
Where?
Somewhere here.
Oh, okay. I'm
On
glad,
your head?
I'm glad she went north.
Good Lord. No, it's safe. Right on top. Right on top.
My birthday's on March 8th, so I'm a few days away from you.
Yeah,
And this year will be 45.
yeah,
And so
Ay, Chihuahua.
when the gray hairs go south, that's when it's devastating.
yeah.
That's-
I'll tell you, I have found really long hairs around my earlobe, and that freaks me out. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh.
And it's like a 1/4 inch long, and I'm like, what the? How did I not see that?
So wait till those go gray. Now you don't even know.
I had this nose hair that I pulled out the other day, and it was white, and it was the first translucent nose hair I've seen. I was like, "What the? Is that how it works?"
So here it is, 30 episodes in, a year, not even quite a year since we started the podcast. You're turning 40. I'm just more interested in you. In your
but you're married.
Yeah, I know. Well, And Erica's sitting right here. There's no way I have a shot. So
Please don't do this to me.
my best bet is with you. I might as well go gay and see. Because after 40, let's be honest, you don't care anymore. You don't, whatever.
It's not that gay.
Do you like a hole? Pick a hole.
I've been referred to as a bear type.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
But here at 40, here marking these little anniversaries and celebrations.
More of a top.
Pitching? You're pitching.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you notice any difference about you? I mean, here's Mr. Antisocial Charlie, Mr. Scream. Again, if that's the character of you, exploded,
that's really me.
times 10. But have you noticed a difference? Do you feel anything? And I know you're not one to set a goal for yourself and say, well, by 40, I'm going to be this way. And by 45, I'm going to change my attitude. That's not you. Or is it now? I don't know.
I feel great. I don't have for me, my biggest thing today was like where are we gonna go eat? That's my birthday gift. Like, where are we gonna go eat? And then we went to IHOP. Not that was my first choice.
It just so happened to be convenient.
Well, for me,
Luby's was closed.
It's Sunday. It was like 10, and I was thinking like every place is gonna be full.
Yeah.
IHOP was full, so we left. But
Wait,
yeah, I mean,
did you eat?
But I don't see. Yeah, we ended up eating. We went to that place, Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Oh, is that how you say it? Okay. Yeah. So we went there.
Chipotle.
I don't like the ethnic restaurant.
I'm not in school, Mr. Rogers.
But yeah, we went there, and like for me, it's not like I'm looking forward to a night on the town or a birthday party or gifts or anything. For me, I just feel like 40. I lived. I survived.
Did you ever?
Yeah.
Good God.
Do you mark it though? I mean, yeah, exactly. Do you see it as a mark for yourself? Do you timestamp it yourself and go, you know what, 40? Okay.
Looking back at how I was in high school and being homeless in my early 20s, yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I mean, I made it.
From what I know that you've been through, this has got to be somewhere you didn't imagine yourself being.
No.
Settle down with a wife.
Yeah, no.
Your kids, your dogs, you know,
my four-legged
owning your own
kids.
business.
That sounds weird if you don't know it. They're dogs.
Because then people just think that you did too many drugs when you were homeless. Now you have four-legged kids.
Yeah, it does feel like
furry,
like a big accomplishment. You know, it's not. I don't know. But
are you
congratulations?
Thank you.
Are you timestamping 45? Do you make anything like that? Are you timestamping 41?
I think 55 is going to be the next milestone.
Okay.
Because after a certain age, you know, like when you're younger, you look towards 16, and then 18, and then 21, and then graduation, sometimes 24, 25.
40 and 50 are beyond.
But he's looking forward to his senior discount.
Right.
He already went to IHOP.
It's the AARP thing. It wasn't Luby's.
And despite all being my birthday, they told me I still had to wait. I'm like, really?
This is horse crap.
I should be able to just go to the front and just get seated. It's my birthday.
Can I have a piece of pie? Give me the cake.
But I feel great, and I think 55 will probably be the next big one. But I'm happy. I'm married. I have a beautiful wife. I have a home. I have the dogs, and I don't want kids. I don't want people to think, oh, he's 40, he doesn't have kids. I don't want kids.
Yeah.
I'm not childless. I'm child free.
Right.
And I'm happy. Again, if you would have asked me like when I was 20, 21. I would have never imagined. I mean, a lot of people don't know this about me, but like in high school and middle school, I had so many opportunities to die. And yes, so at 40, it feels great.
Right.
It feels awesome.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. And I almost kind of see a bit of a... the reason why I ask is because I almost see a little bit of a change. And again, I'm going back to the beginning, and this might be a little personal for everybody, but we talked about it. We talked about when we first started doing this podcast, and one of the things you told me as we sat there at Bassett Center in the food court is that you said, you may not have said it, but what I heard from you was...
You hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
He does that.
What I heard from you, trying to keep that no cursing rule in effect. What I heard from you was
We will break him yet.
you were tired of being the antisocial, or not that you were tired, but you saw the fault in being that. Now that's not to say that you're going to go run out and be at the life of the party and be the center of everything. But I heard from you, look, these past few years, I know what I had to do, and that's what I've been. And I'm telling you right now, friend to friend, on this podcast, I've seen that change. I've seen that not antisocial Charlie. There's still jerk Charlie. There's still,
Charlie.
prick Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. It's still there. but I see that change coming out of you, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. And if this podcast has done anything, because you said it yourself, that you even said if it's going to do anything for me, it's going to make that change happen, and I think it is. So
yeah, it feels good. It feels good, and I feel even though I still don't like to go out and party or socialize too much, it still feels good to know every other week we're doing this. Or, I like to see what people say, especially the episode where we talked about gun rights and gun control, to see the comments that people left there. And it's getting to people, they're listening to different opinions. It's creating something. I love to create stuff. So
there's a payoff.
Yeah. So even though I don't have to be directly right next to the same people, I'm still cool with just doing this show. And it's I think I feel like a kid doing. Who would have thought when I was 20 years old that you can afford equipment like this and actually do a podcast and reach that many people? I mean, when I was doing comedy, you still had to go out and find a photographer for your headshots, and you still you couldn't.
You had to have somebody come record your show.
Yeah,
you couldn't set anything up.
YouTube link.
Yeah,
so it was still sending out VHS cassettes to bookers and stuff. So the technology, and I'm such a huge tech geek. So for me, being able to create something and not actually have to be out in public and around people drinking and stuff, this is great. I feel great.
Good.
Awesome.
And I think one of the great things, and again, even for Erica's sake, my sake, I can say, my grandfather and I, before he passed a few years ago, we'd solve the world's problems. You'd sit with your gramps, you'd sit with your elders, and you solve the problems of the world. And we decided that one of the secrets of life is you always have to look forward to something. Even if it's a trip that's coming up in September, you got to look forward to that trip. Or even if it's whatever. Or even as something as simple as in 2 weeks, we're going to have another podcast. You just look forward to that to keep you, I think, going and motivated. I think that's a big secret. 45 for me. Would have I ever have imagined I'd make it to 45? I don't know. But considering the things that I went through in the past 2 years that still affect me, because I'm still not right from it all.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. And again, back to that first day we met. And I've told you a billion times. We talk and message on Facebook, Eric, about things. I still don't know how to handle everything that I went through. I still don't believe what happened. And of course, I'm referring back to the open heart surgery I had back two years ago, back in June 2 years ago. I still haven't processed it. But if you would have told me, even then, laying in the hospital, well, you're going to have surgery, but in 2 years, you're going to be 45 years old. You'll be okay. You'll be handling it. I can't deal with that. I don't know. I'm still dealing with. But at 45, I feel like an old man. the body's been... So I finally decided I'm going to sit down to pee anytime I can. I'm just going to sit to pee.
You've made an executive decision.
Because I've peed a lot my whole life. I've been standing up to pee.
Yeah.
I deserve to sit down now.
And you don't have abs from it, so you might as well...
just relax. Just sit. Take a moment to think. I'll tell you guys, one of my... and I know it's ridiculous. It's almost stupid, but one of my biggest fears is not getting through 45. And the only reason why is because I'm kind of a believer in numerology. And we can get into this whole... Grace, the psychic lady, can get into numerology with us, explain more about numerology. But I'm a big believer. And this is always... It was true when I turned 18. It was true when I turned 27. It was true when I turned 36. You see the pattern here. Mm-hmm. You take the last 2 digits of those numbers, you take those numbers and add those digits together, turns to 9. And if you believe in anything of numerology, you go 0 to 9. After 9... Nothing else can happen again because the numbers start repeating, so 9 is the end. Hence the 27 Club. And the 27 Club is a whole new topic I can touch on very briefly. But all the musicians and artists who have ever died, who ever made an impact on somebody, died when they turned 27. Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, just to name a few. There's other examples as well. But the belief is, the quote-unquote theory is, they died at 27 because 2, 7 equals 9. They could no longer move forward in their artistic life. Now, that's not to say I'm anywhere in the same stratosphere as these artists or musicians, but when those numbers come up for me, I get a little concerned. So 45 freaks me out. Ah, yes.
Actually, this is not Nirvana. This is just stock music.
It's awesome, though. I caught it. Perfect.
We ain't going to get fined.
Yeah. Well, if they haven't called us yet for your wanting to start a mass shooting, I don't think what will.
Didn't say that. I said if there's anyone out there planning, just
let us know.
Just let us know.
We can book you.
You can be on the show.
So I'm a little bit...
We'll go on location
if
to whatever
we
prison
won't.
you're at.
Oh, yeah, after.
No, not that
Not
location.
before.
Not that location.
So at 45, I know it sounds dumb, but I'm concerned. And you know what? Ask me again at 54.
Why don't you just skip
I'm going to be
it?
concerned.
Just pretend it's not going to happen.
Sleep
I
for a
feel that
year.
way, too.
Yeah, just move. Just
Well,
skip
then,
a year.
then the focus is, so what I've decided, and this is me thinking, Z and I also got married on my 40th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So March 8th
So it was the end.
and he turned 40. It was over at 40, baby. So it's also our anniversary coming up as well. So I take a lot of the focus off of me in my mental state and focus on her.
So did you
On
get
us.
married on your birthday so you could remember the anniversary easily?
You want...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 50% of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
50% of it, when I was 39, I remember Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Z saying, let's do something cool for your 40th. And I'm sure she was talking about, let's go bowling. Let's go do something, let's go rollerblading.
And you
Or
took
ice.
like, shit, okay, fine, we'll get married. Let's go to Vegas. And you did.
You don't
right?
hear me laughing, huh? You don't hear?
With Elvis and the whole thing.
No, she would not have an Elvis wedding.
No.
I couldn't get... Then, Kiss
What
has...
if they had a Trent Reznor look-alike?
There was a Kiss... No, she would have said no. Because I posed that question. I did.
Yeah.
There's a Kiss mini golf in Vegas. That's like putt-putt golf, Kiss style.
Uh-huh.
And they have a wedding chapel set up also that you could go get married and get married by either a full-size Gene Simmons or midget Gene Simmons.
I think I've seen a video of that somewhere on YouTube or something.
Yeah. She
So
didn't...
all the members of Kiss at a miniature golf course or
Yeah.
something weird.
And she didn't go for that either. No. But we absolutely eloped. We didn't tell anybody. We planned it. We went. And by the way, real quick, this is getting this. Those ideas of let's go to Vegas and get married doesn't happen. You actually have to plan. People think, oh, hey, we're in Vegas. Let's get married. No, you have to go get your license. We had to get a license like a week before.
Yeah. Well, that changed in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the legislation.
The drunken marriage at Clark County, whatever. No, it's still a legit. So, as an example, if Erica and I decided we're going to
wedding.
Vegas, you still have to plan it weeks in advance. Then you go to the courthouse, and you have to go to Clark County Courthouse and sign your name, sign your license, and then you can go to any.
Do you have to get
chapel.
a blood test?
No. No.
Because I think that was a thing a while back. Also,
the funniest thing, and both have been to
Yeah.
Vegas a while back, so you can appreciate. The funniest thing is, so you go. We went. I don't know. Let's as an example. Wednesday we picked up our license. Thursday we were getting married on Friday. This is just the example. Wednesday you go to the courthouse. You walk in. You sign your papers, and you see the thing up there. We have it up on the wall, and you walk out. And as you walk out, there's people on the sidewalk going, hey, did you get your license? Hey, I got a couple of courthouse places you can go get married at, and they're handing out the things like the free porn that they do also. So they hit you up.
it's like the escort cards outside of the strip bars and stuff.
Yes.
So that snapping.
Yes.
Oh, the snapping.
But this is the wedding chapel.
Oh,
So here's a couple
okay.
of wedding chapels. You guys in town? Let's go
And
see a
and
show.
the long muskets of beer.
Yeah.
No. On my way back from Fremont Street, we'd drive past a couple of chapels. We'd roll the windows down, and as we're driving by, don't do it. We would love to do that all the time. And mind you, we're completely sober.
Shalimar, right there. I can tell you the exact one you drove by. You probably drove right by it. So we actually did that. Some friends who knew that we were going to go get married actually flew in. So my quote unquote best man was a good friend. Chris Medina, who was on the show with us. Chris was my witness. He was my best man. So there was a small group of us who went, and then afterwards, I think we got married. The package we picked, and again, it was just $500, $600, $800 package. They pick you up in the limousine.
I like how you kept bringing that up.
I was trying to remember because
like, we're on the air.
Yeah.
6, no, 7.
Can't lie. I had a coupon. Rent one tux, get a wedding dress free. They picked you up.
It's just the front of the tux, right?
Yeah,
There's a little Velcro on it.
We need that back, sir.
We picked us up at our hotel. In the limousine, picked up the wedding party, drove us to the Shalimar, got married, took us right back to the hotel again, and we left the hotel and went to the Peppermill, which is an awesome place, by the way. Anybody who's ever in Vegas, go eat at the Peppermill. It's a legendary 70s lounge kind of place, and that was our wedding.
What type of food is it?
It's like everything.
American?
Yeah. But it's good because it's got, if you're into like the Peppermill Lounge, if you're into like, Casino and Goodfellas and all those old classic, it's got that classic feel to it. It's just received some sort of legendary status here, and it's open 24 hours a day. It's a great place to be. So yeah, part of it though was indeed so that I always remember when we had our wedding anniversary.
Has it helped?
Part of it. Oh, well, 1,000 times. I don't know Z's birthday. I'll admit that right now. I do not know her birthday.
Good Lord.
For years, I used to joke with my wife about her birthday. I would always get it wrong on purpose as a joke. And then, like the last couple years, I've actually been thinking that it was the wrong day.
You were wrong to begin with, yeah.
So now, stupid me, I added her birth date as the wrong date on my phone. And the other day was her birthday, and I wished her happy birthday like 2 days before. Not realizing that, oh my God, I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's been, we got married on our anniversary when we started dating, and we couldn't really figure out when that was, so we just decided
picked
May 1st. So then we got married on May 1st, and that's just been our anniversary. But then this is what women do. So now we got married May 1st, and then we went on our honeymoon / wedding.
Oh, no.
And now she wants to use that date. I think it's June 18th. As our wedding anniversary. And I'm like, no. You can't do that. We got married on the 1st because that was our
date
anniversary of starting to see each other. And that's our wedding date. But no, we got married in Cancun on this day. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't just make things up like that. No.
And I was kind of going back because somebody had somebody, it was her, I'm sure, had some old pictures of you guys on the beach or whatever. Or maybe I was just stalking or whatever.
No, it was him.
Yeah.
I probably posted those pictures.
Or maybe it was you.
Yeah, it was for her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I completely forgot. Well, it sounds dumb. I'd forgotten you were married. There goes my chances. I'm back with Erica again.
Jeez.
It's gonna be. Listen, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be one of the other of you two. It's gonna be one of you two. Trust me.
Why can't it be all three of us?
Well,
No. Where did this go?
Because of that. Because of that answer right there.
We just brought her in to break the sexual tension between us two.
I'm the buffer.
She's our beard. But then I forgot, and I don't mean I forgot you were married, but I forgot that you did the whole Cancun thing. That's a cool little wedding. That's cool marriage.
We're going to Puerto Vallarta in June.
What is it with you and beachy locations?
My wife, she's the one that picks the location.
Oh, that explains everything.
Here's the thing, like me, I'm more of a let's go out and do stuff. I'm more of a urban dweller. But when we started seeing each other, I took her, we went to New York. And, the first time she liked it. I lived there, so it was, I was showing her around. But New York, after you've been there for a while, it sucks. It's just
it's like
miserable.
Vegas. It's like Vegas.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
So
it is.
when we came up to say, hey, where should we go on vacation? She's always wanted to go to the beaches and stuff like that. I personally don't like the beach, but she's the one that picks that.
I can't speak against it. I've never been to a beach.
Really?
Never.
You want to come with us?
No.
June?
So now I'm out of the
see,
picture?
my-
Now it's you and your wife?
I've taken over your ticket, Victor.
What?
Yeah, me,
The
you,
beard
my wife,
strikes
Z.
again.
It'll be fun.
Huh?
Victor stays here with Ello.
Me and Ello?
Somebody
What?
needs to watch Ello.
Oh, by the way, I want
Any
to...
pet sitters?
I want to... They're the worst.
The pet sitter's gone.
I want to come back to your beach story because that's interesting. So go ahead. I forgot.
Where have you been to? Like, what places have you ever traveled to?
Vegas, Philly.
Phoenix?
Philly
Pittsburgh.
sucks. Philly is just
I
horrible.
was very isolated to like one place, mostly
Okay.
a venue.
I went to Philly one time just to see what it was like, and I regretted it.
I
It
didn't
was
see much
horrible.
but the front of the venue.
Yeah.
And the
Erica
sky.
has done. This is the one. This is something that I love and admire about her the most. To be honest with you, and I've told you a few times, she will go see a band, Muse. We talked about
Muse.
this, and she goes and she'll go. There it is. Just go.
Yeah.
We're gonna go travel.
I
Here-
did Vegas before Muse, but I did go specifically to Vegas on St. Patrick's Day, actually, for their concert.
Yeah.
There, and then I had seen Green Day here at Tricky Falls. Believe it was it's after that, and then a month later, I went back to Philly and Pittsburgh.
for the show.
So
For Muse,
what other
again.
places? Vegas, Philly. Where else?
Phoenix.
No, Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, that was random. That was the first time I saw them, actually.
Weren't you going to go to Europe?
I was. And
Right.
then that fell through because I was a poor EMT and I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But
To
I'll
see
eventually
them?
make it out there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing is I have several friends out over across the pond, and they...
Across the pond.
yes. And they extended... they opened up their doors to me.
Yeah.
So whenever I can make it out there, I have somewhere to go and not, get lost.
Right. One thing that I would tell people, and this is something I learned in my early 20s, is if you want to go out and go see places, don't worry about where you're going to stay. There's always a place to stay. And there's like couchsurfing.org, which is a website where people actually will offer their couches or spare bedrooms for you to sleep in. And nowadays with the technology, it's even crazier. But there's always hostels. There's always YMCAs. There's always... it doesn't have to be a $200 a night or $300 a night hotel.
And I didn't know anything about hostels, and I've learned all of this through my friends that I met through Muse, because a lot of them travel. I also went out to Chicago. I went to we went to Minnesota. I flew into Minnesota, to Minneapolis, and my friends Wendy and Lisa picked me up and let me stay at their house.
Whoa! You got two friends in Minneapolis named Wendy and Lisa. These
Yes.
aren't those.
Not those.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
Man, I got a little excited there.
And I
would be a
stayed
nice
with
movie.
them. But that time I went to go see another band called Biffy Clyro. It's a Scottish band. Mm-hmm. So
Like bagpipes? Or...
no, well, actually there is a song where they've included bagpipes, and it's really, really good. But no. I went out there. We went from
I like Flogging Molly. Have you guys heard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's one of those things that I can only listen to it for like 20
For
minutes.
so much, yeah.
And then
Probably right
No,
around
no.
St. Patrick's Day, and then that's the end of it. You talked about the wife always wanting to go to the beach,
Yeah.
but where would you go if you could plan? I know you've done Vegas once or twice. I know you're not really the Vegas type.
I've been in Vegas. Honestly, I would say I've been to Vegas probably at least 9 times.
Really?
And only once with her. A lot of it was when I was still doing comedy.
Oh, travel.
But I never really had the bug for Vegas. I just never really liked it. I like the mafia style, the that type of stuff, but I never really was interested in Vegas. But if it was up to me, and we've looked into it, it just wouldn't work because she works as an educator, so her time off doesn't
Jive.
it doesn't work with it. I would love to do outdoorsy stuff. I would love to do Yellowstone National Park and actually do 10-mile hikes across from campsite to campsite and see the springs, the hot springs, the bison, all of that stuff. When I did comedy, I remember doing a run which led me through Wyoming and Utah, and I got to see the bison on the roads and all that stuff. And for me, that was always my dream vacation, is just the outdoors, the woods, hiking, camping.
Grand Canyon, stuff like that.
I would love to. I've been around the Grand Canyon, but I've never actually went all the way in, and that's something that when I was doing comedy, we went by there, and my mentality back then was always, I'm going to be here in 6 months or next year. I'll do it then. So I put off a lot of stuff. I wouldn't even take photos like tourists and stuff like that. I regret that. I really regret that, because I've been all over the country and I have nothing to remember. I have memories, but I really I just thought that's what I was going to do the rest of my life. So I just figured I'll do it next time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a big regret. But I definitely like the woods, hiking and camping. I would definitely like to. I would like to. One thing that one place that me and my wife would agree on is San Francisco. It's been a long time since I've been to San Francisco, so I would like to do that.
Would you? And if you do the big city stuff, if and when, because you're again talking about somebody who's lived in New York, you go to San Francisco. Are you during the tour? Are you doing the touristy stuff?
Probably the first day. Just get it out of the way. And like for New York, my wife liked the big red double-decker bus tour more than my tour, the tour I dragged her on. Because, we went on the bus and we got to see the Statue of Liberty. We went to Brooklyn, saw the Brooklyn Bridge. We went to, it started in Times Square. So we saw the touristy stuff. But with my custom tour, it was like, hey, this is the park bench where I used to sleep. And this is the public library where I used to get on the internet. And so yeah, she really didn't care for that too much. And when I do walking tours of New York, we're walking for hours, and so she's not a big fan of New York anymore. I think the first time she loved it. The second time she was okay with it. The fall is usually the best time. When it is starting to get a little cooler, it's not as hot and humid. The Christmas lights are going up. It's all festive, but it has to be within the right time of year. But we went to New York in June or July a couple of years ago. Man, that was miserable. That was horrible. Yeah. But I would love San Francisco, some camping type of stuff. And, of course, I would love to go to Europe. I want to backpack and take trains throughout all of Europe. I would love that.
How about natural thing? I shouldn't say natural, but I'm thinking like Hoover Dam type of stuff. Or do you like more of the natural?
That's not natural.
No, I know. That's what I said. Well, it's holding off the river. But like the Hoover Dam or
maybe
touristy things like that. Or you prefer more of the natural geysers, the woods, the forest.
I've actually been to the Hoover Dam, and I wasn't really interested in it. Yeah, I was like, yeah, damn.
Oh, look at that.
I think the Grand Canyon, I would be a lot more interested in that.
And it's, again, because the travels to and from Vegas every time, there's like Tombstone, Arizona. Never been to.
That's one place I really want to go.
I've been there. Yeah.
I would like to go. I would like for the whole... And there's a old movie studio called Old Tucson. It's in Tucson. And then you drive south, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so. Yep. And it's an old Western movie studio. Right. That piques my interest. However, we're on our way to Vegas. The Grand Canyon, pass right by it 2 different times. You pass by it in the south of Arizona and then in Nevada. Yeah. On our way to Vegas. But I would like to. The Hoover Dam, drive over it.
My beef with you about Vegas is I just don't know why you guys do it every single time.
I can't. So what I was leading to was we would love to travel. We were talking about this earlier. Love to go to New Orleans and do the whole Mardi Gras thing, and then do not the Mardi Gras thing. Just be there in New Orleans. Right. Love to go as kids. The cousins and the aunts and the uncles, the family would all go to Maryland. I haven't been to Ocean City, Maryland in so long because there was nothing like being on the boardwalk and just being in the ocean. And how you've never been to a beach.
I feel bad now.
Why?
To grab a hot dog and just sit there.
We should start a GoFundMe and send her to a beach somewhere.
Oh, no, guys. If you're going to start a GoFundMe, send me to England. Good God.
Okay. Well, the beach is in England. But we're not bringing you back.
We'll blindfold you.
Well, that's fine by me. I'll find somewhere to stay.
I love that, Z and I were talking just this morning about how much we would love to travel, but for whatever reason, Vegas pulls us in. And I don't know if there's a certain energy about it. I don't know if there's just because we're so used to it. It's a comfort thing. And we always say, what if and when we live there, is it going to be the same, or are we going to sit around and go, this sucks?
Every time I see you posting about a trip coming up to Vegas, I look at a map and think, why again?
Again.
It's just it's a comfort thing. And I can tell you, I could take up 2 or 3 episodes and tell you the cool things that we do, because it's not about the gambling. It's not about the drinking. It's not about the excess. We find cool little things to do. And it's just, I know it's a comfort.
Colorado Springs, Denver.
I got family up there. Got family up in the mountains.
But that's what boggles my mind. Is I've traveled throughout the whole country, and I've been to Vegas a lot of times. But there's so much. If you drive out to Bend, Oregon, there's a road that goes not Bend, Oregon, Grants Pass, Oregon. There's a road that goes through the mountain. It looks just like Scotland. I mean, the rolling hills, the greenery, the little shacks and the little cabins and everything. It's a beautiful drive.
The Pacific Northwest is one of the places where I really, really want to go.
Portland is amazing. Big Sur is amazing.
I'm only drawn to places where it's constantly raining. England?
Yeah, you're a very miserable, depressed person.
I'm not. I hate the sunlight. This is why I work at night.
You're the dark cloud on the podcast.
Indeed, I am. Thanks, guys.
Nobody's arguing.
Thanks a lot. Oh, wow.
Nobody's arguing.
Wow.
Well,
you're the wet blanket on the podcast.
You're off to the beach with him and his wife. I'm done with you. You took my ticket.
Enzi. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah. My wife on our happy anniversary,
I've been
babe.
exiled. No, when I worked at the ambulance service, we also did a lot of long distance transports. Yeah. And depending on my partner, we used to go off and find little places. One time we ended up...
This isn't sounding really...
No, like we would go sightseeing on our way back. After we would drop off the patients. We'd come. Route. Yeah, we would take the scenic route, stop at the little shops and go and look at whatever they're selling. We ended up in the middle of a desert looking for this little town. And I can't remember. We were coming back from, I believe it was TRC, and I can't remember what this town was. But we were out on like dirt roads in this ambulance in the middle of nothing, following this trail. And then we found a cop, and we're like, yeah, we got to go. So we had to come back to the main road. But we found a lot of little cool places on our way back.
I'd hate to be the guy like Charlie who's just out on a hike one day and sees an ambulance roll by. What the?
Oh, man, do they know?
Secluded.
Do they know I'm out here? Or what the hell is going on?
I love the travel. I love the sense of traveling. And to me, there's nothing better than literally jumping in a car, loading it up, and taking a road trip anywhere.
Yeah,
and Z and I were talking about.
Yeah, and that was fun. And I got to do it on someone else's dime with their fuel card. Yeah. It was fantastic. And they paid for a meal.
Having snacks in the car, then stopping to pee at a truck stop, and I mean, to me, that's fun because that's what we used to do as family was travel.
The beef jerky and Mountain Dew.
Oh man, I'm telling you,
I don't know if I can handle that at 40 anymore.
Diet Mountain Dew now.
And I laugh because there was another instance where we were taking a patient up to Cloudcroft. So we're up on 62 and 80, and we're driving, and halfway up the trip, right where there's no rest stops. There's nothing. Right after Del City. Yeah. Before the visitor site. Mm-hmm. I needed to pee really bad. And I had a patient in the back. And I'm like, oh my God. It was getting so bad. And we were not finding anything. And I kept pulling up the Google Maps and I'm looking for a rest area and there's nothing. Yeah. I'm like, I'm either going to have to pee in the middle of the desert, just out here on the side. I almost peed into a urinal. I got the urinal I got it off from the shelves, and I was about to duck into the well where we have the side step. My patient had really bad dementia.
Miniature golf course that you could squat.
No, there was not. I was about to pee next to my patient and be like, sorry. And then as soon as I finally made my mind up, we found a rest stop. Pulled over, ran out the back of my patient was like, what's going on? Nothing, sir. We'll be there in a little bit. I ran inside. I went to the bathroom. It was horrible.
Leaves. Yeah.
That's the closest I'd ever gotten to going in the back with a patient. It was just bad. Oh, man. You guys talking about peeing in rest stops.
There's too many comments there.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I'm-
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're live.
I'm trying to be civil, guys.
All right, so are we. So are we. I love road trips. Just I don't know why, and we can have this conversation 3 years from now. But I don't know why we get drawn to Vegas.
Quick hello to Danny Martinez, who's listening. Thanks to Erica.
Hey, Cowie.
And also Amanda Ramirez says hello. Thank you guys for listening. We don't really have a set topic today. We're just talking about
we're just
my
rambling.
birthday and trips and vacations and
And me peeing.
And I'm trying to convince Victor to take Z on vacation somewhere other than Vegas.
Yeah, but that's half the problem.
I don't
She'll
think
always
it's working.
go. She'll always go.
Well, just try to. I don't know.
No, don't get me wrong.
I wish there was a way I can tell you. Look, Albuquerque, weekend trip. You know,
Don't get us wrong. We love that. We've got family in Amarillo. We want to go visit. We haven't seen in about a year that we haven't been up to
Amarillo by
Amarillo.
morning.
We love going to Albuquerque. We love doing all that. It's just that Vegas. There's this. I don't know why. And again, she's a whore because she calls. I mean, it's just Vegas.
Wait, who?
Vegas.
Oh,
is-
good Lord.
Jesus.
I was like, man, somebody's sleeping outside tonight.
But just there's a certain allure to Vegas that we always end up going. But we will definitely, absolutely start making plans on going around the world because I'd love to go to England also. There's thoughts of being in Italy, not as a tourist, doing these bed and breakfast or Airbnbs now and stuff. That seems kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
At 45 years old, why not? The one thing that I did want to mention here locally for sure was the hottest news, I guess, for about a week up until Friday. Because it was all over everybody's Facebook, and all I got to say is,
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm trying to figure out what this is.
Metallica coming to town.
Oh, so what happened?
Nobody
This-
got. This sounds like a Yogi Berra.
Are you really going to start me
Quote.
up on this?
I am. Everybody, nobody got tickets because it's sold out.
No, it was total horseshit. No, it was total horseshit. See, now he's done got me started.
I have no idea what's going on here. I
Okay.
know they were coming.
There was a pre-sale. There was a VIP pre-sale. Then there was a Friday pre-sale.
There was a fan club pre-sale. I was 10 minutes into the thing. There's no tickets. You know what? Fuck you, Metallica. I'm sorry. I've been waiting forever for this. And then this is how you treat your fans? You put like 2 tickets
So did
aside?
they released all the tickets already?
No,
or-
so they release them in batches.
Right.
So
That's usually-
so the fan club pre-sale got theirs. I believe it was Wednesday started the fan club pre-sale. 10 minutes in and they're telling me there's no tickets anymore, and I'm like, what? Well, how many tickets did you set aside? 5? This is bullshit. And I kept refreshing it, and I kept trying all day. Ticket sales will be available for the fan club through Thursday. Well, fuck you. It's already Wednesday, and I can't get tickets. Sorry, guys. Yes, today's going to be F-bomb Friday.
Let it out, Erica. Let it out.
Yes.
Thursday,
He started
same
me.
situation. Anybody else who had Ticketmaster pre-sale
Yes.
couldn't get tickets because they were sold out. Friday open for the general public.
Oh, UTEP also had theirs. Live Nation, Citibank. Actually, Danny Martinez is the one that's tuning in now. Was lucky enough to get tickets.
So
I hate you.
where are these tickets then?
I don't understand this.
I don't know. I don't know if it
Some
was all a
software?
bunch of
Some company?
touts. I'm pretty sure it was probably scalpers picked up most of the tickets.
So now, that's the big news, quote unquote. That's the big story. Is that I got me a ticket and then I bought 3 extra, so that I'm going to scalp them.
Yeah.
Come
Now-
closer to the show.
Now, are you? Is that a hypothetical?
You know,
Yeah,
that-
hypothetical.
Or you're saying
hypothetical.
you actually have?
I don't know. I have no
I was
tickets.
about to stab you. I was going to send you back to the
You're going to
hospital.
sell them, and we're going to get you to Europe.
or the
You know
beach.
what? I probably would much rather take that than the Metallica concert at this point. I'm so pissed off.
I have a Metallica story. I have a Lars story, but that I'll tell afterwards. But
What,
apparently
he sucks as a
nobody
drummer?
nobody can get tickets. If
It's
you
really his band, though.
yeah, if you didn't get tickets, you ain't going.
No.
And if you're holding out for the tickets that people are going to release later,
Good luck.
You're going to pay. And how much were tickets going for average?
So their highest price tickets were $135 each.
Highest price?
The highest price.
Okay, that's not
not bad.
too bad.
Individual tickets.
Yeah,
You've got the
that's not
VIP
bad at all.
packages are running about $350 for a VIP package per ticket. But
Right.
those came mostly, all of them did come with a meet and greet, which isn't bad. I mean, the
Right.
meet and greets are shit because you, hey, okay,
Rush
bye.
through, yeah.
Yeah. But it's still a meet and greet. It's $350.
Wasn't
and it
Tom
comes with
Petty
extra
selling tickets
souvenir.
for like $400?
Yikes.
And he's dead.
You made a bit of a profit from what I understand.
Jesus.
Now that's business. That's good business.
You think that's the way Metallica is going to go? Just sell out and then just die.
Yeah. Well, according to some people, they did a few years ago.
Oh.
A few. 20.
The last time, or one of the last times that Metallica was in concert was when I was working at the radio station, the big rock station at the time. It was a brand new. I was newbie on the air. Thought I knew everything.
Was that what Guns N' Roses is Faith No More?
This is the one. I don't know who was on because I tell the story and people tell me differently. But it was the one in Las Cruces that got snowed out.
Ah, okay, yeah, it was different.
Okay, so hence the story. So it's snowing, it's blizzard-like conditions, and I don't remember who had called me and said, "Listen, people aren't showing up to the venue. They're waiting. They want a huge walk-up crowd, and it's not happening."
And real quick, Danny Martinez says he got tickets to the Vegas show too.
Oh, damn! Somebody wants to get shot. It's all right, Cowie. I see how it is.
Can I be Danny's new friend?
Maybe
is there
Danny wants to go with me to
the
Puerto
beach.
Vallarta.
Damn! I even lost my spot to that.
Danny, you don't have to take me to Vegas to the show. I just want to go to Vegas, bro.
I don't want the ticket. I just want the trip. All right, cool.
Menos, I wouldn't even go to the show.
Fine with spooning. Yeah, we'll work out something.
Hey, 45, you don't even care anymore. Told you. So somebody at the time when I was at work said people aren't showing up, people aren't going. They've sold enough tickets, but people aren't actually physically in the building at NMSU, and they were hoping for a huge walk-up crowd. So somebody's going to call you from the band. Somebody from the band is going to call you. And I didn't know at the time, was it going to be Metallica? Was it going to be whoever else was on the ticket? So I'm freaking out. All right, cool, right on. My hotline rings, because that's what happens in radio. We had these big, huge reel-to-reels, tape.
Right.
That's how it's all digital. Yeah.
Old school.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
So I had it queued up, ready to go, and I answered it, and it's Lars. And it's, "Hey, Lars, how you doing, man? Victor Cruz, we're, going to record this, man." "Okay, cool, Vic, go ahead." So and I'm going to do my best Lars imitation as I can do.
That wasn't too bad.
Well, I hadn't started yet.
Just make your voice sound pretentious.
Yeah, okay, so watch.
Up the pretension.
So, "Hey, Lars, how's it going?" "Hey, Vic, man, it's Lars. We're going to have a great show. Metallica's still going to get up on stage. We're going to rock out. We want everybody from El Paso to come down." And he kept saying, on purpose, "We want people from El Paso to come down to Las Cruces. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be amazing. Don't let the weather be a factor. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. We're going to rock out." It's about a minute and a half of Lars doing that. Wasn't even an interview. It was begging people to come. Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, thanks, Lars. Hung up. That's pretty much how it went. Doing the reel-to-reel, getting it ready to cue back, and my hotline starts ringing again, and I thought, he's got more to say. We forgot to do something. And I picked it up, and it was somebody from the Texas Department of Transportation calling up to say that they were shutting down the freeway or shutting down I-10 to Cruces.
Wow.
Yeah. And he needed to get on to make that official announcement. So went forward as far as Lars' interview, recorded him. I couldn't even play the interview back. So a lot like you with your memories, I have the memory of talking to Lars from Metallica, but I don't have the proof. And that reel it's gone. It's
long gone.
Way gone.
Oh, my God. No.
So that's my Metallica story.
Metallica?
Yeah. So if we don't get to see them, we don't get to see them. I'm not
going to get to see them. I wasn't really all that heartbroken. I'm more pissed off than anything. But
wait 15 years and they'll be at the Balloon Festival.
For free.
15.
We can see them at Street Fest or Speaking Rock
10.
for free.
15.
Yeah. They're going to be promoting their new stuff. I'm not fond of their new stuff.
I didn't even know they had.
Yeah,
new
there's
stuff.
new stuff.
I hadn't heard anything out since Death Metallica.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're at the other station.
Yeah.
I don't think I've listened to Metallica since Jason Newsted.
Whoa, that's
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
He's not there? What? He left?
What happened?
He was my
no one
favorite.
told me.
He was my favorite. Let me ask you this then, since this will be your expert, since you're the expert in all this, because you tried to get in. what was the issue then? How come nobody got tickets?
I don't know what the issue was, and I've been part of other pre-sales, and I've been able to get tickets.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they were allotted. I don't understand how they came up short. They were probably not allotted properly, and it was probably...
But if it happened here, it's going to happen anywhere else on the tour.
Maybe they were sold to
No, because,
Chihuahua's preseason ticket holders or something.
That was probably it. You're going to see all these older people walking in with their freaking walkers.
It's
and
all the corporations
here to listen
buying
to?
all the tickets.
They got their
For
pause
their
passes.
clients.
They're going to wear their Chihuahua's regalia
Good for
to the
them.
Metallica show.
Yeah.
But no, from what I understand, Danny, tuning in right now live, he got his Vegas tickets after he had gotten the El Paso tickets, and I believe he had no problems getting any of those tickets. And I think he might have been general sale. I'm not really sure about that.
It goes back to it goes back to the whole issue, I guess, with Ticketmaster or Live Nation or whatever type of
Live Nation usually botches most of their pre-sales. It's a nightmare.
And it kind of goes back into when Metallica was fighting Napster for music rights and all that stuff too. I think being part of the industry, I think that's something that the industry needs to look at for the artists and musicians. And here's where I'll throw the Prince reference in. Prince realized that later on in early enough in his career that he decided he would just give music away. He would throw the music out there for the fans to have at any time because he wasn't making any money off the music. He was making money off of performing. Right. And he would go up and set out 2 weeks worth of shows in LA and would avoid Ticketmaster altogether and say, look, the shows are going to cost $25 a ticket. Come see me 8, 9, 10 times.
That would be great.
Bring the family.
That would be great.
So I don't know much about the music scene, but explain to me like this whole Metallica thing. Obviously, that's going to sell out. No matter, it's going to sell out. But what was the thing with Guns N' Roses? Because I would always expect them to sell out, but they had a hard time pushing those tickets also, right?
They didn't.
They didn't?
They did sell out. It took longer.
Yeah.
It looked pretty sold out to me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that there might have been extra tickets. I don't know what the difference was in the draw.
They were a lot easier to get.
I got mine in pre-sale.
Yeah.
Monster truck tickets?
Those are harder to come by.
Yeah, than Metallica tickets, apparently.
Oh, God. But
Duff McKagan driving Bigfoot.
That I like.
I would sign up for that. No, I got the Guns N' Roses ticket in the pre-sale, but it wasn't that hard to get.
Right.
I was able to get my tickets. And actually a couple of days into the pre-sale.
And I think the issue is Charlie and I, who don't do concerts per se, don't understand what a pre-sale is. Well, why are you selling them before anybody else? Just sell the ticket. I think and I shouldn't say Charlie and I think the average person has to say, I got $100 and I want to see
my ticket.
Guns N' Roses.
I want my ticket.
Where's my ticket?
So
how does somebody else get a pre-sale ticket? How does UTEP? I'm not knocking UTEP. I'm just saying as examples. Why do we have pre-sale? So Mr. $100 over here can't get a ticket.
Well, and it's not so that they can't get a ticket. They're supposed to be out for like the most diehard fans,
right? Yeah.
Because you have to be signed up for the fan club well enough in advance prior to them announcing the date.
Yeah.
On this one, however, they were announcing on the news, sign up for the fan club the day before the presale, and it was like, well, no wonder, this is horse crap. I've been signed up for years, and now this guy comes along and signs up like 5 hours after they announced the concert, and they can get tickets in the presale. This is horse crap.
But again, is it the tickets, the ticket provider? Is it a corporation? Because let's be honest.
It's got to do with Metallica and management.
A lot of these corporations will
sponsors
snatch up hundreds of tickets.
Yes, and then they
for
do
their clients and stuff.
They do, but this is all business mergers with the band. It's up to the band. The band.
I don't understand that. Yeah,
the band's management is the one that picks who they're gonna.
Okay.
And like Live Nation usually partners up with City. So that's where that city pre-sale comes through. The venue has their own allotment.
There's going to be a Paul Foster section at the concert.
That's no joke.
No, I'm sure.
That's no joke.
But the bad thing is that it's all going to be the families.
Yeah.
Yes.
The people who know Enter Sandman, and that's just about it. And then be mad that they don't play that. See, and I
Yes.
think that's where, and again, going back into the Prince example, because you know me, I'm going to throw it back on the Prince. But I think that's where he got it right. He said, forget minus the middleman. If I'm going to make any money off of this, I'll make the money selling my tickets at whatever price I want to sell it at.
Completely bought a ticket for him because you want to support the artist. You don't want to support the corporations and the people that are, you support them because in a roundabout way they're included. But I would much more respect an artist who would do the Prince thing.
It would be so funny to me, Charlie, if you went on the road and you had, come see Charlie Moreno, here's your pre-sale. No, dude, I just want to go to the venue and buy tickets and go see you. You know what I mean? On a lesser level, if you will. So good luck going to see Metallica in a year, if that is your thing. I hope it is.
I still really kind of hope that they cancel at the last minute. I want to see so many miserable people.
I hope they. Okay, so, and I'm gonna one you up. I'm gonna one up you on that by saying I hope they cancel, not so that the fans are upset, but everybody who did buy a ticket or two to scalp, are out that money.
Yeah,
that's what I hope.
See, and you could only buy 2 tickets. That's all you could buy. Pre-sale or otherwise, you were only allowed to buy. No, actually, Ticketmaster was selling 4, but the fan club was only allowing you to get 2.
Right.
When I got my Green Day tickets, they were 4. So it also depends on the band. I got 4 tickets, 4 Tricky Falls through the Green Day fan club in a heartbeat, and that was 1,200 tickets.
I think a lot of it has to do with the venue and the band's management.
Yes,
and also probably the record label. Especially if they're going to be pushing the new stuff.
See,
I hate to say it. Metallica's gone very, very commercial. They did sell out. That's the problem. When that Napster thing happened, it was a total shift in the band.
I think in the band and again in the industry and more do I see, and not just musicians, but more and more do I see and understand why you want to go back to your grassroots level again.
Yeah.
Why you want to start basically over and not get promoted or, picked up or whatever.
I just see so many people upset if they cancel.
The guy who likes to watch the world burn in me hopes they do. Hopes they do.
Everybody was hoping for that for Guns N' Roses. I'm glad it didn't happen because you know what? That was probably one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
Really?
Yes. But then again, it was something I saw growing up. And
well, see, and again, if I had tickets to go to Metallica, someone said, here's tickets, go. Yeah, okay, I'll go. I'll sit way up here on top and watch from over here because it's Metallica. It's legendary. We're sitting here, bagging on the group, but it's still Metallica.
Yeah.
They may not be around 5 years from now. We don't know. And they've been around for 35 some odd years. I'd go see them. I'm not upset I didn't get a ticket.
I am.
Not at $140.
All sorts of salty.
Still hurts a little
Very
bit.
salty.
I got some Band-Aids in the bathroom if you need.
No, it's a burning rage.
It's your birthday today, Charlie.
Yeah.
It's your birthday today, Charlie.
This is my gift to myself.
To yourself?
Yeah.
Did you go out and get anything for yourself? Did you buy stuff for yourself? Specifically, or are you gonna?
Not yet, but I think I will.
You're listening to Stay Tuned El Paso. It's Victor Cruz, Charlie, and Erica. Charlie's birthday today as we're recording. Mine's the 8th, Thursday.
I'm trying to make sure that I don't spend on impulse, so I'm really trying to weigh out. I was going to buy the Mevo camera, the Mevo Plus, which is the live streaming. Can't hear me?
Yeah, you're down.
Check.
There you go.
This song is really bad. But,
Well, it's very angry.
It's a little annoying.
Actually, hey, I had a couple of friends send me this for my birthday.
Oh,
it's
well.
not annoying.
Just a little.
it's only annoying if it's not for him.
I guess.
Yes.
It's like Christmas music in July.
It's your birthday today, Charlie.
tuned out.
How about yours?
Yes. It's not my birthday, but I love it anyway.
My mother.
Happy birthday.
Charlie's gone back to New York, y'all.
Okay, can you guys hear me or?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
The new camera.
Yeah, I was gonna buy the new Mevo Plus camera, live streaming for Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff. But I found out that it doesn't have an audio in, so I can't
Feed stuff to it.
Right, I can't draw the audio from the recorder into the Mevo Plus.
Yeah, you want to just shut it. There, that solved it.
The birds are the birds are attacking.
What time is it? Is it 5:30, 6 o'clock? Yeah, okay. Told you guys.
Tell time.
Yeah.
But I was gonna buy the Mevo Plus, but then I found out that it didn't have the audio in jack, and to get external audio, you have to connect it to the iPad or an iOS device or Android device, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to pay $500 and it's not going to be exactly the way I want it, so I said no. I'm going to wait. Hopefully they come up with another one soon.
Have you noticed, though, as you get older for your birthday, maybe even for Christmas, when people say, hey, what do you want? And you go, I don't want anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think I love my toys. I love my gadgets. So I have a huge list on Amazon on what I want. But, that was going to be a really big purchase. And now
just wait.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Maybe something else will come up.
Maybe there'll be something more reasonable for me to buy than a $500 live streaming camera when we're doing an audio podcast.
Yeah.
Which makes absolute sense.
But next week, by the way, I think we can tease, not next week, but the next podcast will be worth having a visual of some sort, because we will be talking with people in burlesque.
Right.
Burlesque on the Reel. We've talked about them before, and I believe one of the members from the Burlesque on the Reel will be joining us the next time we record. I think the wife will not be working that day. I think she'll be hanging around just to be sure. You're listening to Stay Tuned El Paso. Before we wrap up, the last thing I wanted to really mention was David Ogden Steers passed away past few days. You may not know the name, but if you're a fan of MASH, well, then you would know the name. Charles Emerson Winchester III played a great role in MASH, and of course he went on to do fantastic voice work. Something that I would love to do down the line is get into some sort of voice work. But he was the clock on Beauty and the Beast. He was Mr. Flippers on Hoodwinked. Just did some great stuff. So you want to catch some great TV, I recommend picking up MASH or downloading MASH and watching MASH. And this, of course, the David Ogden Steers episodes were just amazingly good.
So is MASH like a TV show?
I was going to say, yes, you're not a fan of MASH. You never got into MASH.
So what are we talking about now?
Yeah.
So what is this? Like a
Erica kind of nodded. Did you watch?
No, yeah. Oh, I love MASH.
Kind of love it, like, because it's a lot of medical. Well, nothing but medical.
Yes.
Back in the late 70s,
Charlie.
there was a show. People would watch TV, and they'd be entertained by these things that were on
the boob tube,
called programs and TV shows.
See, I don't watch TV.
Yeah,
I'm very pretentious.
Okay, Lars.
Yeah. MASH is a great show to get into, and especially as the year starts to speed up or pick up. It gets a little bit more and more serious. But so I didn't know this about you. I didn't know you liked MASH. Or you were a bit of a fan. Let me ask you this much: how legit are some of the references and things that they do? I guess you've never been in combat surgery.
No, but you also have to keep in mind the time that this medicine was practiced.
This wasn't based on Vietnam. It was based on the Korean War.
It was based on the Korean War, but it played out during the Vietnam War. So it was, and I'm not even going to say thinly veiled, it was a direct comparison to what was happening. Yeah. And I think that was part of MASH's appeal and part of its success. I mean, the freaking show went on for 9 years. The Korean War only lasted 2 or 3, so obviously.
But
some of the references that they do make, is it kind of sort of legit? Is there some good?
Yeah, it's actually not
Believable.
It's not too far fetched from reality. It's not really far fetched. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I have more of a problem with Grey's Anatomy's medicine than MASH's medicine.
Grey's Anatomy. Is that?
That's another
TV show?
No, they try to intubate patients and it's just wrong. It's no. I'm not even going to start.
Can you? Is there? I know we're wrapping up. Is there a few of those shows now where you sit there and you go, no?
I don't watch a lot of current shows.
Do they do that?
Oh yeah. Grey's Anatomy is actually, that's why I stopped watching. It was so ridiculously unbelievable medically wise that I just couldn't watch anymore. No, I had to walk away from the show.
Is there anything on now that you know of that's legit? They don't glamorize.
I'm not too
You don't
up
watch
on
anything.
You don't
current
watch now?
stuff. No. I started watching The Good Doctor.
What is that about?
This
This doctor?
about a doctor
And
who's
apparently
really good.
He's really
Pretty
good.
good. He's pretty good.
He's somewhat autistic.
He's like, cough.
He's on
Turn
the
your head and cough.
Hey, Doc. You're pretty good.
Hey, your hands are very warm, Doc. You're really good.
and that was
And
the extent
credits.
of it.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you for being a friend.
I was waiting. I knew you had something on file.
Your heart is true.
Oh, you're so good, Doc.
Oh, that's another type of movie. That's the good Doc.
So, did we mention what we're gonna do next time?
No,
we're here?
but you wrapped up saying he was autistic, and now I kind of feel bad about the whole thing.
No. He's very high functioning.
Okay.
Very high functioning doctor.
The doctor's the one that's autistic.
Okay.
Anywho, their medicine was a little more believable.
Believable. But a lot of these shows you think try to sort of glamorize.
They still do on that show. I mean,
because
It's TV.
We've seen that with CSI and NCIS and all those. It's not even that close to factual,
No.
where they can zoom in on a slightest pixel of a security camera footage.
figure everything out.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance.
how much enhancements is going to happen?
It's my biggest beef about WKRP in Cincinnati is that they never used headphones. They don't know how you could be on the radio listening to music coming feeding back on you without headphones.
Maybe they all broke them.
Well, been there, done that.
R.I.P. headphones.
Been there, done that. Bought new ones. You're listening to Stay Tuned El Paso. So next podcast 31, we'll be featuring Jazz Bub,
Jazz Bub.
short for Bubbles. Jazz Bubbles from Burlesque on the Rio. They've got plenty of great shows coming up throughout the year, and we'll talk about being a burlesque dancer, because I'm sure there's a difference between burlesque and flat out stripping.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure.
A bit more.
I'm
I
pretty
hope
sure.
to find. Well, I hope to find out the difference.
Is that going to be a video stream?
We can
Definitely.
absolutely
Yeah.
do. Oh, please.
Okay, so if anybody has questions or comments, we'll be checking on that on Facebook.
So everybody can prepare now to be available during the podcast.
Yeah, it'll be Sunday. What's the date on
2
that?
weeks from now.
Okay.
As much
okay.
technology as we have, and nobody has a freaking
I-
calendar to tell you.
I have no idea.
So this will be on the 18th.
On the
nice.
18th. At-
March the
At
18th.
about
4-ish.
4:30.
Yeah.
Because I'm always late, guys. It's always me.
Well, you should use protection.
2, 3, 4. You're listening to Stay Tuned El Paso, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's our 30th anniversary episode. Hope you had fun. We had fun recording live, and this one's just going straight up into the internet without any editing. So
Yeah.
Into the interwebs.
it'll be happening here very shortly. Anybody has any questions, comments, you can always hit us up individually on our Facebook sites or in person. Also on the Stay Tuned El Paso Facebook site. If you do, make sure you hashtag. I don't even know if that's a thing now still. Do
Hashtags?
people have to hashtag?
I won't reply.
Hashtag
Don't message me.
ST. Hashtag STEP.com. Questions, comments, hit me and Charlie up.
And apologies for those that were listening live, because we had a Alfred Hitchcock movie that was filming right outside of the apartment. Outside of, did I say apartment?
Yeah.
I meant studio.
Studios.
Yeah, and
It's a studio apartment
the two. It's the Birds 2 Electric Boogaloo coming to a movie house. A movie house? Yeah, a movie house.
Oh my goodness!
Right next to the outhouse.
Yeah.
Outback Steakhouse.
Coming to a movie house near you. If not, move. Stay tuned, El Paso. Thanks, everybody. See you.
See ya.
Want to sponsor the show? Email info@staytunedelpaso.com or message us in Facebook.